If there is a tufan going on, like an ocean, there is a storm going on, and you want the storm to be calm. The storm cannot be calm. Storm is storm. When the storm is gone, calmness will come. The same way, when your mind will be gone, peace will come. The Shant Sudaras is a way of reaching to that state of peacefulness. So the problem of the mind is the main thing. There are three things that it gets involved in. One is moh, lobh, and krodh. So the moh is the desire of the mind to achieve something more than what you have. Then you want something that you don't have. Any situation, any objects that you have or you already possess is not enough for you. Then you want more. So then your moh for more and more starts. And then the flight of the mind takes off. And mind likes that because that justifies the existence of the mind. Otherwise, mind says, what do I do? If the mind doesn't have anything to do, it doesn't like it. Because it's like government officials, they have to justify their jobs, right? You go there, you sit there. Okay, I'll see you in half an hour. If they don't do that, if you give them, they pay attention in 2 minutes. That's how the DMV is gone now, they say. The DMV used to be so very efficient and all that, but now they become their own enemies. Now the whole department they had so many layoffs and they cut down. Now nobody's working there. Now it's going back to the same situation. They're not working there anymore. So to raise their own importance, the mind does the same thing. Mind is never happy with whatever you have. And that's why the moh is our first trap that the mind is created. The another is the lobh. Lobh is with what you already have. And you're afraid that you're going to lose. So again, that's the same thing. So whatever you have obtained in the past is lobh. Whatever you have not obtained, you want to obtain, is the moh. And between the two, the mind is continuously taking you back and forth. And the krodh comes in any time anybody interferes with either one, then you are krodhi. Because you have set your objects to hold on to what you have preserved, and something happens, you start losing what you have preserved, you are angry. And whatever you want to achieve, and somebody comes in the way, you don't like it. So the krodh is proportional to your attachment to either lobh or moh. So between these three things, the mind is continuously active. That's why the Vishuddha Chakra is very important. Like Vijay Bhai says, the regrets of the past, anxieties of the future, and attachment to the present. Why the attachment to the present is, even though you just be an observer is one thing, but get attached to it because present is going to become past. So once you are attached and becomes a past, again your mind becomes active. So three things you have to do is, not worry about the past, not worry about the future, and not get attached to the present. So that's the only way that keeps your mind free. And the mind becomes free, then mind becomes meaningless, functionless. Only enough to function in the world, that's about it. But then that's where the Shant Sudara starts, right? So, problem is the Ashanti is so epidemic, and everybody wants to have peace, because everybody is unhappy. Ashanti is everywhere. There's a small person, big person, everyone is unhappy in this world. So the first slok we talked about it, that the uninterrupted satsang is very important, because once you start getting all this spiritual background, once you keep dabbling in it and then keep practicing on a regular basis, that's where little by with a little practice, the mind starts losing its grip. So the attachment to the objects, people and situations, that's where the problem starts. The anxiety, the grief, the hatred, the lust, anger, all those things is because of the attachment. Because if you are not attached to anything, why would it bother you? If you are attached, that's the one when the problem starts. Until you buy the Google stock, you don't care whether Google goes $100 up in a day or $200 down the next day. But once you buy it, even if you're a single stock, now you're constantly checking. So it's $2 up, 20 cents up, 20 cents down. Then it's the yoga and kshema. That's what we talked about. Yoga, kshema. Yoga is the connection. Those are the very powerful words. And that's what the whole world is doing it. Yoga is when you connect yourself. That doesn't mean you don't possess things. You possess, but you don't get possessed. So you have possessions, but you're not attached to it. If little bit goes up, little bit goes down, doesn't bother you. Okay, it was never mine anyway. Like that. That kind of philosophy, if you have in our mind, then you don't care. Whatever you have, if it goes down, your lobe is not created. And you make efforts. That doesn't mean you don't make the efforts. You make efforts, but if you don't get X amount of dollars or X amount of possessions that you want, you don't get it. Okay, maybe it was not meant for me. Things like that. So that keeps you equibalanced in all these situations, right? But we don't do that. That's where the yogakshema is the cycle that makes the sansar keeps going. That's why the suffering comes. Once you are attached to it, and kshema is all the efforts that you have to go through for that connection that you have set up, that mental connection that you create. It's all mental because it's not real. Between you and Haagen-Dazs, there is nothing, there is no thread connecting, but you have set up that connection yourself. It was your mind. So you thought that I want that Haagen-Dazs. And that's when all the efforts start to acquire. And once you acquire and you develop that habit, now it is an invisible thread between you and the Haagen-Dazs is continuously established. No one can see it, but you feel it, and it's continuously there. And all the efforts you have to go through, because of that connection, you gain weight, you gain your cholesterol, and all these things. Now you have to go to the gym, join the gym. There. And now the gym says, "Oh, this is $10 a month. This is $20 a month." Now, no, I want to go here. And then the contract comes, and they sign the contract. Oh no, this guy is not letting me out of the contract. All those things are, it's like every week I have somebody says, can you give me a note that I can get out of that contract? I say, why did you join? Oh, I thought I would be able to do it, but I can't do it. I say, well, sorry. Then you are on your own. So I'm just saying, what people go through to lose what they have achieved, in weight-wise, that is amazing. How much people have to go through. If they never had to do that, if they never had set up that connection, they never have to worry about yoga, never have to worry about kshema either. So yoga kshema is a total useless cycle that we all go through, but we do it anyway.
Kshema is yoga, I understood. Yeah.
Kshema is every single effort that is because of that connection. It's like somebody doing drugs on the street. You don't care. You walk away. It never bothered you. But imagine the life of that junkie. He has to go through what he has to go through because of his connection with the drugs, right? So if that connection was never established, never have to worry about it. So now what he's doing is suffering, of course, he's doing physically, mentally, financially, everything. No money, no jobs. You have to go into the rehab, no money, no job. Again, the same thing. Nobody cares. Everybody is become like a social outcast, basically. Family drops him, things like that. So all these things, kshema. It's all kshema. So
all the efforts
he has to do to come out of that connection, or because of that connection. Not necessarily, he may not even want to come out of the connection, but all the efforts he has to go through to maintain or destroy that connection is kshema. So yoga kshema basically describes the whole society. Everybody is doing either yoga or kshema every single moment. Nobody is doing anything else, literally. Right? So either, see, from the time you're born, they say, oh, you have to go to the school. You need an education. So your education starts. Why? Because you want to make money. So the yoga is started. Now all your efforts have started. Now you are in the school. Now you have to compete with other people, other students. Oh, he came number 1. How come you came number 2, 3, and that and all that? You're not a good student. This and that. You have to work harder. You have to go for tuition and this and that. Oh, this school is better. That school. Oh, tuition fees so much. You have to work hard to make more money. This and that and all that. And finally you become something to make money again, of course. And then once you make money, you have $10,000 in your bank balance. Now you have to worry. So what am I going to do with that money? So now I have to make sure the IRS does not take it away. Then this and that. I put it in a tax-free municipal bond. So you look around, get a financial analyst. They are there to make money. It never ends. And before you die.
Yeah.
Remember the Alexander's example?
It never ends.
Alexander's example?
Right.
Remember?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm going to conquer the world.
Yeah, right. And
Then what?
And then what? Yeah. So that's why the beauty of the scriptures is they saw this truth through the whole thing. We are naive. We are small children playing around. We don't see it. It's like a maze. We are going through this maze and we don't know the way out. But these were the great thinkers. They saw the way out. They said, well, it's right here. But we don't see it. When you are in the middle of the maze, you try to look at the duality, or should I go this way or that way? You keep getting caught in that maze. We are caught in that maze, and we have to come out of that maze. So every single time there is a talk about connecting more, walk away. Do your duties. That's what, at the same time you function though. So that's why Arjun was told. He said, do your duties. That is the only connection you want to establish to be the best of what you are. And the rest of the material possessions comes, they're going to be a curse actually for you. So look at it as a curse. Because once you have it, the kshema starts.
Again.
And the cycle never ends. And then mind cannot fulfill every single thing that it wanted in whole life. So then you die. So again another birth comes in. Right? And then you said again, mil karvat, mochi na mochi. Right? They say like you go to Banaras and they kill you. If you die in Banaras, you go to and you wish whatever you want to. So they say, what do you want to be? Right? The guy was mochi. He was fixing the shoes all his life. Right? So he says, no, I want to be this. And then, because they give you plenty of time to think about